So it's negative 34 degrees outside today, so I will not be going out there to record. But I thought since it's the start of the weekend, let's go ahead and kick it off with a little bit of positive news for once. From MSN.com, U.S. murder rate hits lowest level since 1900, report says. Murders fell 21% last year in 35 large U.S. cities, the biggest one-year drop ever and likely the lowest rate since 1900, Axios reviewed data shows. By the numbers, 11 of 13 tracked crimes were lower in 2025 than in 2024, according to data compiled by the Council on Criminal Justice. 9 offenses declined by 10% or more, aggravated assaults fell by 9%, and gun assaults and robbery tumbled by 22 and 23% respectively. Drug crimes are up 7%, the lone category to increase. The big picture. Trump touts himself as a law and order president who has tackled crime by sending National Guard troops into predominantly Democrat-run cities and justified his immigration crackdown by linking undocumented immigrants to rising crime. But violent crime was already falling to a 2-decade low in Biden's final year, calling into question whether Trump's policies have made an impact. Whether it be deporting criminally illegal aliens, supporting law enforcement officers, or finally being tough on criminals, the Trump administration has employed a whole-of-government approach to drive down crime and make communities safer, a White House spokesperson tells Axios. For those of you that are really bad at math, that's 126 years. Now, for those people out there that want to try to discount the largest drop in the murder rate ever in the history of our country by saying, well, it was already at a 2-decade low and it's been going down year over year since the end of the COVID era, I just want to say you need to quit being dishonest, because it's really clear, it's really obvious that the reason for this massive drop, the largest drop ever, is due to Trump's enforcement across major metropolitan areas in the United States, mainly democratically controlled cities. For all those people that cried about, oh, this is the police state, oh, Trump is a tyrant, and all this and that. I already did a video showing Black American after Black American talking about how their communities are safe for the first time in decades. You know, whether it's that guy down in Atlanta talking about he can grill out, go down to the corner store for the first time in 20 years without worrying about being mugged or murdered by some random person. Or we're talking about a mother that says for the first time in 5 years in her home that she feels comfortable enough to sit on the front porch and let her child play in their own yard. The residents of these communities that the Democrats have said that they are aiming to help, they've been making promises to for decades now, who have been left out to dry, essentially, whose property taxes have been increased, whose crime rates have increased because a refusal to jail violent offenders in democratically controlled cities. Those people do not feel like they're under a tyranny. Those people feel like they finally have an elected official doing their job, maintaining law and order, peace and safety within their communities. How long have inner city Black Americans voted Democrat decade after decade, election after election, promise after promise, never to receive any of them, only to receive a lower standard, a more dangerous standard of living? And now the tyrant, the king, the police state, blah, 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 has come in and done what? Have they gone in like Gestapo and started just rounding up people within these communities randomly? Like the white supremacist nation that, you know, they have convinced so many people that we are? No. They've gone in, they've arrested criminals. Criminals that have been arrested dozens of times and let off with slaps on the wrist over and over and over again. Finally prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And what has this resulted in? Safer communities for Black Americans. Safer cities for Americans in general. So, I just want to say thank you, Trump, very much. And I think that there's a lot of people that used to vote Democrat that are probably saying the same thing at this point.